on here.
Okie doke. Huh. Dear Moby, last year I planted a couple of flowers in my backyard, and this year there are dozens. I didn't plant any more, so what happened? From Meryl. Hey, why is this only addressed to you? All those new flowers that popped up grew from seeds that came out of the original few. There's a whole lot that goes on before you even get a seed. Flowers reproduce by pollination and then fertilization. I guess it's time for that little talk about the birds and the bees. If you've ever sniffed a flower and sneezed, you've probably got some pollen in your nose. In order for a new seed to form, pollen from the stamen of one flower must be carried to the pistil of another flower. For trees and grass, the wind acts as a pollinator, blowing the pollen to other plants far and wide. Many flowers are pollinated by insects. Flowering plants have evolved colors, smells, shapes, and nectar to attract unwitting pollinators to their reproductive parts. The most famous pollinator is the honeybee. A honeybee lands on a flower to gather nectar. It brushes against the anthers and gets a dusting of pollen. The nectar is so tasty to bees that they don't stop with just one flower. On the next flower, the honeybee leaves some of the pollen behind, and a pollen grain is collected by the pistil. The grain of pollen grows a thin tube that travels down the pistil until it meets an ovule. Fertilization happens when the male pollen and female ovule combine. The fertilized ovule eventually grows into a seed, which can become a new plant. Not all flowers are pollinated by bees. Some flowers are pollinated by other insects, hummingbirds, bats, or even water. Flowering plants have special relationships with the animals that pollinate them. It works out for both of them. The plant gets pollinated and the bee gets food. Moby? Where are you?